Yo, what's going on, boys? 10:52 on a Thursday. Welcome back. Sitting here at work, chilling right now. In the warehouse, the birds are flying around, doing their thing. I got like a really random thought just now. I figured to talk about it because why not? But I got thinking just now. Like I was like open up my phone as I'm going over here to the warehouse. I see my mom texting me, and the message just said "very true." That's all the message really said, right? Nothing of any super serious importance. But I got thinking about that message, and I was like, what if there are times where like our parents, especially our mothers, where they'll send us something in hopes that we like continuously conversate over and over about something, whether it's something crazy or cute or funny or whatever, sad. And like sometimes I'll get my mom doing that, and she'll send me something and talk about it. And there's one thing that I always do for her, is I actually always try to give her the attention she deserves when she talks about something. I don't try to just be like, oh yeah, it's cool, whatever. I actually try to give it like full detail and full attentiveness. And I really do that because not only do I respect her and everything, but it's a lot of it to do because of like I feel that same sense sometimes where like sometimes I'll want to talk to my parents and I'll just want to talk to them, and sometimes I don't really get that too often, and I'll be like, well, damn, like kind of just want to talk, and you seem like you are more worried about your phone or what's going on around you in the moment at home. And I always try to keep that respect. I always try to keep that that feeling where it's like, hey, I will give you the ability to say and talk about whatever you want with me caring. And I feel like a lot of times they really want to like, we want to have a good relationship with them, whether it's us sending them something or them sending us something. I take a lot of I take a lot of seriousness in responding back to my mom or my dad or whoever like that sends me something, because I feel like they obviously want to talk to me, so I will respond back. But it's also like for example, like if my mom sends me something, sometimes it may be like a little bit corny, right? Maybe like a little bit like not really my taste of humor, but I'll look at it in the perspective of like, hey, she's not fully in touch with the new generation of things, of like humor, and the way that like I may think of certain things, and I'm not around her every day for her to fully get my humor, and she finds things funny and thinks I would find them funny, and I do find them funny. But sometimes I'll find them just a little bit corny, and I still find them, I still laugh at them and respond back, and I actually do care that she sends me those things. I'm not just responding fakely, like, oh my god, so funny, ha ha ha. No, like I'm actually responding with at least like some sort of like care, or be like, oh, that's really cool, or whatever. I take a part of the video and actually give her a real response, because that's what she deserves when she sends me something. It's like when you get older, right? It's like if my mom right now got sent something from her mother, she'll probably end up looking at it and just being like, oh, okay, yeah, she thinks this is funny. I can see the humor in this, even though it's not my personal full cup of tea. I'll say something nice in return. And that just really kind of stems from the idea that like some people over time just kind of like fall out of touch, and they like lose a grip on certain things in reality, and they're just like, hey, this is really funny, let me send this to them, and we have to respond and somewhat care, so they can be like, oh, that's what I wanted. At the end of the day, people just want to be like sending stuff to you, and they want you to kind of give a fuck in a way, or they want to conversate or get their feeling, or get an idea from you of like how you feel on certain things or whatever. You know, people do care about you, bro. Like, especially if your mom sends you something on Instagram Reels. Like, my mom sends me stuff on Instagram Reels all the time. I mean, it's a lot of stuff about animals for the most part, but she'll send me stuff about cars or something really cool. Sometimes she'll send me something that's a little bit cringy, and I'll still laugh at it, or I'll still, like, look at it and give a fuck, because it's my mom, you know? And, like, I look at her almost like a child sometimes, and she looks at these things, because I see glimpses of, like, her innocence. And I'm just, like, really happy to see that, you know? Sorry, I didn't know if I was going to start tearing up there or not, so I had to figure out what I was going to say. There it is. Bottom line point is, bro, if your mom or something, or your grandmother or whatever sends you something, and it may seem corny, think about it like this. Like, if your grandmother sends you something, like, a lot of your grandmothers out there might send you, like, a GIF or something, or a GIF or whatever you, like, want to call it, but I call them GIFs. She might send you a GIF, and you might look at it and be like, it's a little bit corny. Oh, well. And some of you don't respond. And that fucking infuriates me so much. Because they're not as in touch with this technology as you are. And so, like, things that they may find funny or super cool or something isn't the same as you. And so you end up kind of disregarding that or putting it down because you're not from the same mindset or from the same time as them. And I don't fuck with that at all. So if your mom or something, or your grandmother, your dad or something shows you something or sends you something, you know, conversate with them back, bro. Because, like, they do give a fuck. They want to talk to you, dude. Sometimes my mom, actually, I had this one message saved in my phone, matter of fact, where as a text message, she said, I didn't really get to see you much this week. And that message always hits home every time I see it, and so I keep it so that way I'd be like, you know what, I don't want to go too long without talking to nobody like that, because, you know, like, they raised me and they love me, and, you know, vice versa. Like, I give, you know, I care about them, love them, and, you know, they deserve the time and respect out of me, vice versa. And that's just the way it needs to be. And, you know, that just got on my mind a minute ago. Plus, I don't know, I sometimes see my parents in different visions at times. Like, I've seen my mom look like a kid before, multiple times, over some stuff. And sometimes I see that in a sense where, like, the POV shifts, where she might be texting me to get an opinion on something or to send me something, and maybe she'll see me as, like, her son or her best friend. Or maybe she feels like a little kid texting somebody something funny and being like, oh, I wonder if you'll find this funny. You know? Picture the kid in people, bro. At the end of the day, it's what, like, that's what lies deep and down in them, bro. It's that innocence like that. You know? So if I text my mom something funny, I'm thinking, I hope she responds, and she doesn't, like, that would take a little bit out of my my sanity a little bit. I'd be like, damn, you know, that kind of sucks. That made me pretty sad. But if she did respond and, you know, haha, funny, whatever, or, oh, that's super cool, that makes me feel pretty good. And it makes me feel like a kid again, where I'm just like, oh, my mom's responding to me. Nice. You know? It's almost like a happy dog showing, or it's like a cub showing its tigress mother, like, hey, look, I can pounce, I can hunt, I can catch this. Look at me. You know? That's the way I look at it. But that's all I really wanted to say. I gotta get out of here now and go and see if anybody's being loud, since it's 11 o'clock now and quiet hour just hit. So let's go do that, and then we'll go eat something, and hopefully these ulcers, dickhead, aren't really gonna be bothering me. So let's go do that, boys. I appreciate y'all listening in on this one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.